Hello, my name is Sandra.
Hi,
What's your name?
my name is Elsbeth Tassioni.
Okay. So what brings you to therapy?
Well, I kind of have a lot going on in my personal life and a lot going on in my work life. There are things. My job position is kind of in a transitional phase. It's kind of
Mm-hmm.
weird. And there are things going on with my son. Um, and I just have a lot going on, and I wanted to sort through those feelings and try to. I have a lot coming up, so I wanted to get some help with kind of just talking through the things that I'm going through so that I can go into this next phase with a clear mind space.
Okay. What do you do for work?
I work for the consent decree for the New York Police Department.
Okay. And you said that you're going through a transition with work. Can you tell me more about that?
Yeah, so I was originally brought out here to do some investigations into some corruptions and while the investigation is over, I'm still here um, doing my job. I ended up making good friends with a couple of people at the department, but with everything that happened with the consent decree, it caused some structural changes to be made to the department. So the person that I've been working with all this time, I won't be working with anymore. Um, the new person that they put me with, she's nice. Excuse me, they're nice. Um, it's just very, very different.
Okay.
And there's a guy there that I can't tell if he likes having me there or if he is slowly working on getting me out of there. So that's a little concerning.
Okay. Yeah, that does sound kind of stressful. You, someone that's possibly, excuse me, trying to get you removed from your position. And it also sounds like you're kind of struggling with kind of working with someone new as well.
Yes.
Um, how long have you been working with this new person?
Only for about 2 weeks.
Okay.
Not long at all.
Okay. Do you feel like you kind of get along with that person? Like explain to me kind of what the difficulties are with them right now.
We work well together.
Hmm.
Um, our personalities are a little different, but that doesn't stop us from being able to work together. I think it's just that we like our personalities are just completely different, and I don't know. I think maybe just with everything that's happening, I might just be in my head a little bit with it, but it almost feels like I guess with me losing my original partner and then placing me with this person who's completely different from her, it kind of feels like it's almost just kind of like an extra little jab, um, little extra twist with the knife in the wound. Um, sorry. Um, and the reason why I say that is just because, like I said, we work well together. I am a person who I'm just kind of an open book when it comes to my life.
Hmm.
Um, and I am when it comes to working with people, I like to get to know the people that I'm working with. Um, and she's just not really receptive to it. And I know that, I'm not entitled to anyone's personal life or anything like that.
Hmm.
But like I said, with the transitions that are going on, sometimes it just feels like an extra jab. I whether she likes me or not is irrelevant. But I do like to know if she. I know that it's important for just to be able to get along with the people that I'm working with. So it's sometimes kind of hard to tell if we get along, but the work gets done. So, that's nice.
Okay. And would you say you got along more with your previous partner?
I don't know. We just kind of clicked. Um, similar personalities, but I don't know. Just when we worked together, it was just really, we just flowed really well together.
Hmm.
Um, Sorry, there's somebody at my door, but I'm not gonna get it right now. Um, it's kind of, I don't know. We were just like the kind of partners who could finish each other's sentences, read each other's minds. It just flowed very well. We were like we actually had a friendship blossom from us working together. So
Hmm.
I guess when I just like going from her to my new partner, I was expecting it to be a little more. I just thought it would be a lot more. I just expected the flow to stay the same,
Hmm.
but it wasn't. So it kind of freaks me out sometimes.
Okay. But even though your new partner is not really is open, do you still feel comfortable actually working with them? Like, do you feel like you're okay with actually working with them?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Okay.
Um, yeah, they care a lot about the job. They're good at the job.
Hmm.
And when it comes to the job, we work very well together. But that's it.
Okay. I want to circle back to you said that there was someone also that you work with that is possibly trying to get you removed from the position. Can you tell me more about that? Like, why do you think they're trying to have you removed?
If you want me to be honest, I don't think that he's ever liked me. My job, of course, I'm there to investigate them, so I can understand the hesitation with having me around.
Hmm.
Um, I think I bring value to the job, and for the most, the people are like the other people, everyone that I work with, like the captain and Kaya and my new partner, they all know that I do a good job at what I do.
Hmm.
And even I'm sure that he knows that I do a good job at what I do. I just don't think that he thinks that I'm a necessary asset. And sometimes that makes me a little nervous just because, especially in this economy, it's
Hmm.
very obviously I don't want to lose my job. Um, but more, even aside from that, going back to my partner,
Hmm.
well, my new partner, um, I'm great at my job. It just doesn't feel like that's enough or even that it matters sometimes with them.
Okay.
Both my partner and the lieutenant.
Okay. Have you ever spoken to the lieutenant about this?
We haven't sat and had a one-on-one conversation about it.
Okay. Is that something you think you will be open to?
Yeah, I would.
Okay. Do you feel like Do you think that he might be open to it? I know you said that he's not really happy that you're there, but do you think that maybe just for kind of like the sake of the work environment, do you think that he would be open to it? Does he seem like someone who would?
Oh, I think he'd be open to it. I just don't think that he'd. I don't think I'd be too open to to what he has to say.
Okay. Tell me
Not
more
not
about that.
not. Sorry to interrupt.
Mhm.
Not so much that I would be open to what he has to say, but I'm not confident that it would produce anything productive as far as me being there and us like me fitting into the work environment, if that makes sense.
Okay. Right. I completely understand. And I'm sorry that you kind of feel that uncomfortability in your workplace. I do want to circle back to at the beginning, you said that there were kind of like some issues with your son. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Maybe issues isn't the best word. My son is great. Teddy is amazing. He's doing great things, and I'm so proud of him.
Hmm.
Um, there are some times he has a boyfriend. He just got he's been in a relationship not too long.
Hmm.
His name's Roy, very sweet guy. Um, Recently there was a thing that happened where we all hung out, me, Teddy, and Roy. We had a great day, and I thought things were going great. You know, me and Roy get along great. But then Teddy told me that he might be breaking up with Roy, and it was directly after we had spent this entire day together.
Hmm.
They had helped me with the case we were working on. Like I said, me and Roy get along great. He calls me ET, um, as a joke, complimentary. It's a thing. It's a thing. Um, and he said that that's not the reason, but I feel a bit like a big reason. I think that with us being as close as we are, I think that's a big reason why he was talking about breaking up with him. He hasn't. Things are great, but um, that's just kind of an example of it. I try to respect his boundaries. I try not to ask too many questions, um, or overwhelm him with my questions, or
Hmm.
even with my personality. I'll say, um, and sometimes it just doesn't feel like it's enough. So that's not always easy to deal with.
Okay. And you're saying that you feel like Teddy can't really, or you're saying that you think your personality might be too much for Teddy. Is that right?
Yeah.
And how long have you been feeling this way?
Oh gosh. About as long as I've been a mother.
Mhm. Now, have you spoken to him about this? Like before, because I know you said that you kind of talked to him, or you kind of hinted at kind of talking to him about Roy and how how you and Roy get along. But even before Roy, is this something that you brought to his attention?
Not so much I brought it to his attention, but he has brought it to my attention. In the sense that when we talk, I don't want to say he's closed off, but sometimes it feels like even like the very like when I just ask him basic questions, just to check in and see how he's doing, it almost feels like I'm overbearing him.
Hmm.
Um, and he's let me know, that I have been overbearing. Before I was with the consent decree. I was a lawyer in Chicago, and I wasn't. I spent me and his father were lawyers. We didn't do the best job at parent. We were great lawyers, didn't do the best job at parenting. Um, I can acknowledge that. Um, and I think I might have just been a little bit too hard on him growing up. So now he's just kind of now that he's trying to make his own way in the world, he kind of is a little more aggressive about I don't want to say aggressive, but he makes it clear that he wants me to back off, or he kind of just keeps himself closed off so that I don't even have a chance to, get in for him to tell me to back off, if that makes sense.
Okay. And how old is Teddy?
He's 28.
Okay. Okay. I'm sorry that you feel that there's um kind of that disconnect that you're gonna have with Teddy now. Um, Now you said that you were kind of strict with him growing up. Can you kind of go a little bit more into that? Like what exactly, what was, what would you say was strict about how you were raising him?
Well, I've always wanted the best for my son, of course.
Mhm.
Um, I I would say that maybe if we weren't so pushy, I wanted him to be a lawyer like us.
Mhm.
Um, secure. He's so smart.
Mhm.
He's good at arguing, of course. Um, and he really cares. I know he would make a great lawyer. Not that I'm pressing him now, but I would I do have to acknowledge that I would when he was growing up and trying to figure out what he wanted to do in the world. Excuse me. Excuse me. We didn't really leave much room for him to explore what he wanted. We kind of just set the set the set the laid the pavement for him to take the walk into the into law.
Mhm.
And I think I might have I think now that enough time's passed, I can admit that we could have spent more time just at home hanging with him, and
Mhm.
just learning about the things that he's into and what he's not into. And um yeah, yeah.
Now, th- are these things that you ask now, like what he's into now and things like that?
Yeah, and I thought I was doing a good job. You know, we have a when he's in town, we have a one question a day rule where I only get to ask him one question about his personal life. And if he wants to share, he's free to share as much as he wants, but I only ask one question a day.
Mhm.
I don't overload him. I ask him about the things that he's into, and I thought I was doing a good job. Um, I thought I thought I was doing a good job because he was open to introducing me to Roy. And then after hanging out with Roy a few times and him turning into going into I think I'm going to break up with Roy, then um, that's where my confusion kind of comes in.
Okay, so what I'm hearing is that you guys were kind of building a better relationship with your one question a day. You guys were kind of getting along up until the point where you met Roy and you realized that you guys get along and he wasn't really comfortable with that. Is that correct?
Yes, actually, that is exactly it.
Okay. Hmm. Now, have you kind of like have you tried to have, because I know you said that he said that that's not the reason that he wants to break up with Roy, but have you kind of talked more to him about that or try to get a little bit more information on that?
I
Like,
did.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Sorry about that. I did, and he just wasn't very um receptive to the conversation.
Mm.
Um, he kind of just shut me down,
Okay.
and I didn't want to press him, and make him feel any more uncomfortable than he already did. So I just let it go.
Okay. Mm. So, do you Do you feel like, well, have you since he kind of mentioned that like breaking up with Roy, have you like tried to have any conversations with him or make any plans with him without Roy?
Oh yeah, yeah, we've talked and we've hung out from time to time. The only reason, so the only it's a little complicated because Teddy lives in Chicago,
Mhm.
and really the only reason why he comes out here is to see Roy. Um, I won't say the only reason, obvious. Like when he's in town, he comes to see me, but his priority is usually to see Roy. Um, yeah.
Okay.
But we have talked. We've talked on the phone a few times. Um,
Okay.
yeah.
So with him, and so you said that he mainly comes to see Roy, and this was before you met Roy. Does that sound right?
Yes, exactly.
Okay. So him and Roy were, at least in that time period, seemed like that they were doing very well and kind of moving forward. And then since you kind of met Roy and began to get along with him more, it's kind of like a strain on you. You feel like it's kind of a strain on your and Teddy's relationship. Is that right?
I don't think so, but I think that Teddy thinks so.
Okay.
I just that
It's okay.
sorry about that.
Mhm.
Um, with Roy, I just thought that with Roy being a part of Teddy's life
Mhm.
and with us, we obviously we get along well. I just thought that with me and Roy getting along so well, I thought that would have been good. I thought it would have been, I thought it was a good thing. Just being able to be a part of Teddy's life a little more.
Mhm.
Um, so that's why it confused me when he responded the way that he did.
Okay. Now, when he said that he wants to break up with Roy, was it just kind of out of the blue, or were you guys talking and he mentioned it?
Um, it was a little bit it was pretty out of the blue. We had just finished the case that
Mhm.
they'd helped me with, and I was talking about it, and I was telling them how much Roy had been helpful because Roy, I'm not gonna go into detail, but Roy's knowledge about some of the things that were going on with the case really helped us
Mhm.
get to the bottom of what happened. And I was just expressing that. And also letting him know how much that like I just let him know how much I enjoyed having Roy around, how kind he was, and how helpful he was to the case, and how much I appreciated them helping with the case. And then he kind of just, I don't know, shut down.
Okay. And how long ago was this?
Uh, Almost 2 weeks ago.
Okay. And have you talked to Teddy since?
Yeah, but not. We've both been so busy. He works for a nonprofit, and excuse me, and I've just been so busy with work. Um, Plus some other things. So we just haven't been able to have a long conversation, but we have talked from time to time.
Okay. And when you've talked since then, how did the like how do you feel that the conversations went? Like, did you feel like he was shut down like he was previously, or how do you feel like the conversations went?
I want to say the conversations went good. We talk and laugh like usual, and he's still keeping me updated on his life. I haven't heard too much about Roy as of late,
Mhm.
but the conversations seem to be normal. But at the same time, it's still pretty obvious that there's kind of like a wall there. I think he's
Okay.
kind of short and to the point. Like he answers my questions kind of
Hmm.
more professionally than like a son talking to his mother.
Okay. And when you have these conversations, have you tried to kind of get more information as to why he's more short with you now?
Um, Not really. I don't want to. Um, we've just been doing so good, and I don't really want to make him shut down even more.
Okay. That's understandable. Um, outside of it sounds like you're quite busy a lot with work and things like that. What do you do outside of work for like self-care?
Oh gosh, I take my dog out for walks. We hang out. Her
Hmm.
name's Gonzo. I hang out with Kaya. That's the friend I made at the police department.
Hmm.
Um, I like to throw parties for my friends. Well, my work friends.
Hmm.
Um, Love to talk to Teddy. With me being a New Yorker, I've only recently been able to really start exploring the city. So I've been able to do that. Um, there's this guy. Well, not really. Um, it's a long story. We met through the portal that they had. They had a portal where, I like if I stand in front of it, I could see somebody in Scotland, and I met a guy through there, and
Hmm.
he's very nice and handsome, but he's in Scotland and he has a lot going on, so we don't get to talk much. But um, yeah, yeah, that's it.
Okay. So it seems like you have a pretty rich social life and you are able to get out and do things to kind of like take care of yourself. Um, what would you what would you like to see, or what do you feel like you want to gain from therapy?
I want a better relationship with my son, and I want to know what I need to do in order to mend that. Um, I guess with my job, there's only so much I can do. I'm good at my job, but if they don't need me, they just don't need me. So I kind of just have to roll with the punches on that. Um, there's another, I didn't mention it before, but I'm having some, I might be heading into dangerous territory. Um, with this next transition, working with big names, um, some pretty serious stuff, and um, I'm not nervous. It's nothing. I've like I said, I was a lawyer in Chicago, so I've been around the sharks. I'm not new to this. I guess I'm just looking for. Well, the reason why I left Chicago in the first place is because I was tired of playing dirty games.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but as time goes on, the longer I'm here, and with the things that I am dealing with, it's starting to seem like that's nearly impossible. So I guess I just need help with um I know whatever decisions I end up having to make in these next few months going forward. I want to be able to make those decisions and sleep at night and still be able to go home and sleep at night.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna circle back to Teddy in a moment, but as far as because you said with that when you were in Chicago, you kind of dealt with the same situations as you're beginning to deal with now. So what do you think will happen if you can't avoid those situations? Like how do you think right now that you would manage that?
Oh gosh, I don't know. Um, I honestly don't know.
Okay.
And I think that's why I'm here.
Okay. Yeah, that's something that we can continue to work on. I do want to get back to Teddy. You said that you would like to know how to kind of um continue to build your relationship. Is this something that you've discussed with him?
Not directly. Um, I think I've just been I think he knows. I would imagine that he knows, because I have made more of an effort over the last few years, especially in his adulthood,
Mhm.
to just be there, be involved, be available when he needs me. Um, but no, I haven't directly made it clear and had a conversation.
Okay. Is that something you will be open to?
Absolutely. I just don't know. I just want to. I guess that's a big reason why I'm here because I don't want to say the wrong thing going into the conversation. I need to know what's the right thing to say or what's the right thing to do in general here.
Okay. Yeah, I understand that. So, and it's good that you've already kind of sort of been taking those steps throughout the past few years to rebuild your relationship. And it seems like you kind of have an idea on what to do just because you guys did end up getting to that point.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, again, that's something that we can also continue to work on moving forward. Um, is there anything that I haven't asked that you would like for me to ask you about or that you would like to talk about?
You know, on a day-to-day basis, it seems like there are 7 million things going through my mind,
Mhm.
that I feel like I need to address. I feel like I need to save the world in one day. And now that I'm in front of you, I can't think of a single thing outside of what we've already discussed.
Okay. Well, if you if it would work for you, do you think maybe throughout the week before our next session, you could maybe like write some things down that you want to bring or that you want to talk about, or just whenever it comes to your mind? Do you think that would be helpful for you?
Yes, I just have to make time for it in between work and gonzo. But that shouldn't be a problem. I have plenty of time. So that should not be a problem.
Okay. Well, it was nice meeting you today, and I'm glad that we found a good basis on what we can explore further in our future sessions. Um,
It was nice meeting you too.
Thank you. And I do look forward to speaking with you again. And um, yeah, is there anything else that you kind of had a question about or anything else?
Do we meet? How many times? How often are we going to be meeting?
What would you feel comfortable with? Every
Oh
week,
gosh, if we,
every 2 weeks?
well, if I had it my way, I would do it. I would have a meeting every day. Um, but I know that's not feasible or probably even productive. So let's start with once a week, and then as time goes on, while we as we make the plan, as we let like come come up with the plans
Mhm.
for the things that we're going to be doing, maybe we'll spread it out to 2 weeks when it comes time for me to like actually implement the things that we go over, if that makes sense.
Okay. Yeah, that definitely makes sense, and that sounds good. Um, well, again, it was nice meeting you, and I look forward to speaking with you next week.
Likewise, you have a wonderful day and great week.
You too. And thank you.
Thanks.